Alright guys, so this is what failed. You can see the gasket coming out there. Now it didn't leak out completely. It was a very small leak. So it probably overheated. And then the side glass is kind of ruined, or it popped. So thankfully it didn't go flat or anything. And when I put bubbles, it didn't even show that much. It was a super small leak. But I cut this one out. We're gonna repair it real quick. I am gonna continue to use the push fittings. I just need to make an adjustment because the way I had it, it's not gonna work. It's a error on my part, but I was trying something. So now I know not to put it so close to the compressor. Alright, so all we're gonna do, since I took it, is braze the discharge line back, just straight there. And then coming out of the receiver, we're gonna a coupling there, the 1/4 inch coupling. So we have it prepped. This is a 1/4 inch line, so we're going to use a 1/4 inch coupling from where I cut it to connect it back. And then this was removable, so I took this off and we're just going to connect it back to the same fitting that it had. There was nothing wrong with the suction, and that's going to be it. We're going to weigh it in to charge it up, and that's it. Everything's prepped out here. We got the brazed discharge line now because that's going to be too hot for these fittings, so do not use them on discharge lines. And that's about it. Everything looks good, and we'll get this in real quick. So we just put in 4 pounds. The colors don't even matter anymore. It's not orange, it's like a salmon. But we put in the 4 pounds. I'm gonna empty out the hoses real quick. And then that should be it. We weighed it in, it should work. And we have the fittings on there that should hold. We did our vacuum, everything went well. Just had to make some changes. Alright guys, so we finished that one up. Nothing too hard or anything. Just took out the bad coupling, which when I installed it, I kind of knew there was a risk being on the discharge line. To me, I checked the temperature when I took it out, when it was running. I don't think we hit the max temperature, but I think we were like too close to it. And it's an open cooler, it runs a lot. The compressor's going to get hot on the discharge side, so I think we hovered around too much, and that's what made it like kind of pop or burst. The gasket is still there, so it did not completely leak out. It was a very small leak. I don't think I got footage of me putting bubbles on it, but it wasn't much, and it was just enough for it to start tripping the pressure control. So we brazed that part that I took out, and I used a 1/4 inch coupling to go on the outlet of the liquid line that was there. So I cut the liquid line and I put a coupling there. The suction line I did, they are removable, except this one wasn't, that's why I cut it. I didn't pay attention when I bought them. Some are removable, some are not. So the suction line one is removable, so I disconnected it with the tool that I have, the removal tool, and I use the same one and I put it back. Now it probably loses a little integrity, but you can reuse them. I just needed to reopen it so I could take the condensing unit out, and then we put that one back with the 1/4 inch on the other side. So being on the liquid line, I think we're going to be a lot better because we're not going to be as hot. And it's just something that I should have done from the get-go, because I could have done what I did today and removed the whole condensing unit, but I was kind of rushed and I wasn't thinking. I was thinking just the compressor. I wanted the couplings on the compressor just to put the compressor back in, when I should have taken out the whole thing. Since it was basically disconnected anyway, I could have just cut the liquid line and done what I did today. So it was an error on my part. I'm not going to fault the ZoomLock push fittings. And I was confident enough to put one back in because the suction one did not, my 1/2 inch one did not leak or fail. So it was a matter of temperature. So what I learned from this was do not ever put them on the discharge line. So between the compressor and the condensing unit, I would say no, but coming out of the condenser, going back inside, yes, and anywhere there up until you come back to the suction line, you can use them. So I'd use them there for reach-ins and hospital work, because I do hospital work. And if you ask, go ahead and ask Tito what a pain in the ass it is to do anything in a hospital. So if I can just use these to push it in and put it back, and then just run a vacuum and charge it up, they're happy because I don't have to ask for all this permission and go through all these things to do hot work, like using a flame and all that. So when you work in a hospital, you affect a lot of things. It's a very sensitive place, so you have your patients obviously, but there's a lot of people in the building. So if I catch something on fire, if I burn refrigerant and I get that smell, that phosgene type of stuff, it's gonna affect a whole bunch of people and I'm gonna get in trouble. So like I said, it's easier just to do it this way. It's a good alternative. And Parker Sporlin is coming down to do a ZoomLock demo. So I'm going to talk to them about this product and about their press fittings. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I did do this on Instagram and I had some people asking me about like warranty and different types of questions on the fittings. So if you guys have questions, please let me know. I'm more confident in their press fittings, but I have not invested in that because it is expensive to get the tool, specifically the jaws. So maybe eventually we'll get to do that. That one, it's actually crimping the copper together so much that it basically bonds the copper together, and you can't even tell like where it's bonded. So it has that, and it has a little gasket inside, so it's like double protection. And if I ever get to try that out, I'll let you guys know. But for now, I'm using the push fittings on reach-ins, specifically at the hospital. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got some more calls to do. I thought it was done at 35, but I have some second opinions to go in and do for some guys. And I'll see you guys.